going to see about the human heart. The heart is a muscular organ responsible for pumping the blood throughout our body. So it is made up of a cardiac muscles which is also known as myocardium. The main two functions of a heart is to pump oxygenated blood to the body and deoxygenated blood to the lungs. Next, we are going to see the location and size. Where it is located? The heart is located in the thoracic cavity or chest cavity in between the lungs. But it is slightly tilted towards the left side of our chest. The heart is enclosed in a double layered protective sac which is called pericardial membrane. It is a double layered membrane and the size is approximately equal to the size of a human fist, which is approximately 250 to 350 grams. Now let's look at the layers of the heart because each layer has a very important job. There are three major layers. We'll see one by one. First, we are going to see about the pericardium. This is the outermost covering of the heart and it has two layers, which is fibrous pericardium and serous pericardium. The fibrous pericardium is the outermost layer and this is tough, durable and protects the heart. Next one, the serous pericardium. This produces a slippery fluid to reduce friction during every heartbeat. This fluid is important because the heart contracts around 100,000 times per day. So we definitely need something to prevent frictions and damage. I will explain using a diagram. See, this is the right lung and this will be the left lung. And the heart will be positioned in the middle. This is the diaphragm. So we are going to see a cross section of this outermost layer. This is the innermost layer which is called endocardium. The next to it is myocardium. The outermost layer is a pericardium. But pericardium has two layers which is fibrous and serous, which we have seen earlier. So the outermost layer of the pericardium is called fibrous pericardium. The next to it is serous pericardium. It has two layers which is parietal serous pericardium and visceral serous pericardium. The cavity in between the two parietal and visceral serous pericardium is called pericardial cavity. In that only we will find the fluid which is pericardial fluid to reduce the friction. The next layer after the pericardium is a myocardium, which is the middle layer. It is made up of a cardiac muscle fibers and this is the layer that actually contracts and pumps the blood. So whenever you feel your heartbeat, that's your myocardium doing its job. The third layer, which is the innermost layer, is endocardium. This is the innermost layer and it lines the chambers and the walls. It is a smooth surface, helps the blood flow without resistance. Now we are going to see an important topic which is the structure of heart. In that we are going to see first the chambers of the heart. The heart has four chambers. It includes two superior chambers which is the right and left atria and the two inferior chambers which is the right and left ventricle. Right atrium. The role of right atrium is to receive deoxygenated blood from the entire body. So this deoxygenated blood enters through superior vena cava, inferior vena cava and coronary sinus. Second one, left atrium. Left atrium receives oxygenated blood from the lungs through four pulmonary veins, two from each lungs. The third one is right ventricle. The right ventricle pumps deoxygenated blood to the lungs through the pulmonary artery. Its walls are moderately thick because it pumps blood only to the lungs which are close by. The last chamber is left ventricle. It pumps oxygenated blood to the entire body through aorta and it has the thickest myocardium. This chamber has the thickest wall because it needs to generate a huge pressure to send blood everywhere from your brain to your toes. So this left ventricle has the thickest myocardium. Now I am going to explain you the structure of heart. This is called a superior vena cava and this portion is called aorta. This purple colored thing is called pulmonary artery and this yellow colored thing is pulmonary vein. This is right atrium. This is left atrium. This is right ventricle. This is left ventricle. These four are the chambers of the heart. By using the structure of heart, I'll explain you all the heart valves and the circulation of blood through the heart. This is the right atrium and this is the left atrium. This is superior atria, and this is the right ventricle. This is left ventricle. These are inferior ventricles. Superior, which means obviously it is above, so it is considered as superior. It is below, so it is inferior. So it is superior vena cava, which brings blood from the upper parts of our body, and this is inferior vena cava, which brings blood from the lower parts of our body. So this is the right atrium, this is the left atrium, this is the right ventricle, this is the left ventricle. The wall present in between the right atrium and the right ventricle is called tricuspid wall, as it contains three cusps. And the wall present in between the left atrium and the left ventricle is called mitral wall or bicuspid wall, as it contains two cusps. And the wall present in between the right ventricle and the pulmonary artery, this wall is called as pulmonary wall. The wall present in between the left ventricle and the aorta is called aortic valve. I am going to explain you the basic blood circulation through the heart. Firstly, the deoxygenated blood. So the deoxygenated blood means the blood which needs to be get oxygenated will enter via superior vena cava and inferior vena cava through this vena cava. It will enter to the right atrium. That deoxygenated blood later enter into the right ventricle with the help of this tricuspid wall. Later what will happen means this deoxygenated blood which is present in the right ventricle will move on to the pulmonary artery with the help of this pulmonary wall. It will move to the lungs. From the lungs, what will happen? In the lungs it will get oxygenated, and then this oxygenated blood again from the lungs it will return to the heart with the help of this pulmonary vein. Then from the pulmonary vein, it will enter to the left atrium. From the left atrium, it will enter to the left ventricle with the help of this mitral or bicuspid wall. From the left ventricle, it will enter into the aorta by using the aortic wall. So now you have to know that that's why this left ventricle is thickest, containing a thickest cardiac muscles, because it has to pump the oxygenated blood with more force to aorta. So this left ventricle pumps the oxygenated blood to the aorta with the help of this aortic wall. From the aorta, it will supply the oxygenated blood to all the parts of our body. So this is the basic circulation of heart. As you know now, the major blood vessels connected to the heart is veins and arteries. Veins means it will bring the blood into the heart. What are the veins? Superior vena cava, inferior vena cava, and pulmonary veins. And the arteries means which carries the blood away from the heart, which is aorta and pulmonary artery. As we see the blood circulation through the heart in the diagram, now I am going to show you as a flow chart to make you understand easy. So we are going to only focus on the right side, that is deoxygenated blood from the body will enter into the right atrium through superior and inferior vena cava. From the right atrium, the deoxygenated blood will enter into the right ventricle with the help of the tricuspid wall. Then from the right ventricle, the deoxygenated blood will enter into the pulmonary artery with the help of the pulmonary wall. Then at last, the deoxygenated blood will go into the lungs. From the lungs, in the lungs, what will happen exactly means the lungs in the alveoli region, the oxygenation will take place. After the oxygenation, the blood will get oxygenated. The deoxygenated blood get oxygenated in the lungs. Then the oxygenated blood will enter into the left atrium with the help of the pulmonary veins. From the left atrium, it will go to the left ventricle through mitral valve or bicuspid wall. From the left ventricle, it will go to the aorta, which is the largest blood vessel, with the help of the aortic wall. From the aorta, the aorta will supply the blood, oxygenated blood, to all the body tissues. What is double circulation? Our heart doesn't pump blood in just one loop. It actually pumps into two separate loops. That's why we call it as double circulation. These loops are pulmonary circulation and systemic circulation. Pulmonary circulation is between the heart and the lungs. Systemic circulation is between the heart and the rest of the body. Let's first understand the pulmonary circulation. So, pulmonary circulation is heart, lungs, and the heart. Pulmonary circulation is all about oxygenating the blood. So, we'll see step by step by using this diagram. First, the starting point is at the right ventricle. The deoxygenated blood, that means the blood containing low oxygen, collects in the right ventricle. When the right ventricle contracts, it pushes this deoxygenated blood into the pulmonary artery. This is the only artery in the blood that carries deoxygenated blood. Then this pulmonary artery carries the blood to the lungs where the blood is get oxygenated. Now this oxygen rich blood returns into the heart through pulmonary vein. This is the only vein that carries oxygenated blood into the left atrium, and the blood enter into the left atrium completing the pulmonary loop. So basically the pulmonary circulation is all about taking the blood to the lungs for oxygen and bringing it back to the heart. Now that blood has an oxygen, it is ready to supply it to the entire body, and that happened through the second loop, which is known as systemic circulation. The oxygenated blood moves from the left atrium into the left ventricle. The left ventricle gives a strong pump and sends this oxygen-rich blood to the aorta, the largest artery in the body. So from the aorta branches out and delivers the oxygenated blood to the every parts of our body, like brain, muscles, skins, digestive organs, basically everywhere except the lungs. After supplying the oxygen, the blood becomes deoxygenated again and returns to the heart through the vena cava. This deoxygenated blood enters into the right atrium, completing this systemic loop. So this is known as systemic circulation.